8 ways to display intelligence without saying a word to captivate anyone. A confident gaze naturally emerges when you feel at peace, content, and whole within yourself. When you know your worth and understand that you deserve respect and love. When you have that, your eyes will reflect it in the most authentic and profound way. To cultivate such a gaze, start by practicing in front of the mirror each morning. With a sincere attitude and without self-judgment, look deeply into your own eyes, smile, and whisper words of encouragement and love to yourself. This isn't about arrogance or delusion, it's about genuine self-recognition and self-love. Once you're comfortable with this, you will naturally carry that confident gaze into all your daily interactions. A confident gaze is a priceless life skill. Practice every day. When you look at life with a serene, confident gaze, the world will look back at you with respect and admiration. This is a way to show your inner strength and intelligence without needing any words at all. To listening with complete presence. Have you ever sat with someone who, even though they don't say much, makes you feel deeply understood and heard? I'm sure you've experienced this feeling at least once in your life. Why is that? Because someone who listens with their whole heart and full presence always makes others feel valued, loved, and cared for like never before. True listening, or listening with your heart and soul, is a subtle yet profound art that few people truly master and apply in daily life. Normally, when someone talks to us, we may accidentally drift off into other thoughts or try to come up with a clever response. But by doing that, we miss the most precious thing that true listening offers: a genuine connection and the power of real understanding. Imagine you're sharing a problem with someone and they don't interrupt, offer quick advice, or judge. Instead, they simply sit quietly, looking at you with sincere, undivided attention. They nod gently, occasionally offering a soft smile in sympathy, and you can clearly see the empathy in their eyes. Even though they don't speak much, you sense their intelligence and sharpness. Listening truly is not just about hearing with your ears, but also with your heart and full mind. I remember meeting a friend I hadn't seen in years, and we sat down to catch up over coffee. During our conversation, she hardly said much, but the way she listened attentively to me made me feel deeply heard, understood, and respected. By the end of the conversation, even though she didn't offer specific advice, I felt lighter and at peace in a way I couldn't explain. 3. Calm demeanor amid chaos. Have you ever witnessed someone standing at the center of a storm, with everyone else around them panicking and losing their way, while that person remains calm and composed, as if nothing could shake them? This is the power of calmness, one of the most profound ways to show intelligence without saying a word. Have you ever wondered why some people, when they walk into a room, immediately attract all eyes without saying a word? They don't need to use fancy words to prove who they are, nor do they try to draw attention, yet they make others feel uniquely drawn to them. Perhaps you've met someone like that, a person who doesn't speak much, but every small gesture radiates intelligence and a unique energy, something very distinct. The truth is, intelligence is not only displayed through sharp words or intellectual debates. Sometimes, the way we express ourselves silently through our eyes, gestures, or even the right silence at the right moment. That is the kind of subtle yet captivating intelligence, a beauty from within, that others can feel without any need for explanation. In today's video, we'll explore a very special aspect of intelligence: how to express your intelligence without needing to say a word. I will share 8 simple but incredibly effective ways to create your own unique magnetism, making you appear wiser and more attractive in the eyes of others, even when you're completely silent. Before we dive into the specific tips, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to join me on this journey of self-improvement every day. Thank you so much, and now, let's begin exploring the exciting insights waiting ahead. 1. A speaking eye. The power of confidence. Have you ever noticed that sometimes just a glance can tell you so much about someone without them ever having to speak? That's right, the eyes have the power to communicate things that words sometimes fail to express. In the stillness of a deep gaze, an eye can tell an entire story, the strength within and the confidence that words struggle to convey. One thing is certain: when you're confident, your eyes reflect that truth. They are clear, honest, and full of life. They don't shy away. They are not vague, but rather they look directly at others with gentle yet firm resolve. A person with such a gaze will always make others feel the intelligence, poise, and trustworthiness they exude. I remember meeting a middle-aged woman at a personal development seminar. The moment she entered the room, she didn't say a word. She quietly found her seat and observed her surroundings. Yet, it was her eyes, her confidence that radiated from them, that immediately drew everyone's attention. Her gaze was powerful, clear but not cold, deep but not heavy, strong but not imposing. People quickly realized that she was an intelligent and capable woman, even though no one knew much about her at the time. This is a clear demonstration of how your gaze can tell a complete story about you without saying a word. But how can we develop such a confident gaze? The secret lies not in technique or outward acting, but in whether or not you are truly confident in yourself from the inside. A calm demeanor is not just about staying composed on the outside. It's a deep internal state of peace and resilience. It's the ability to keep your mind clear and your perspective sharp, even when everything around you is chaotic. People with a calm demeanor are not free from fear or anxiety. They've just learned how to live with it, to face challenges with a peaceful heart. I remember once, during a tense situation, a calm and gentle remark from someone helped everyone regain their composure and find peace. In that moment, I realized the true strength of calmness. It's the ability to inspire peace and help others regain their clarity and composure. For a sincere smile, no force. Have you ever wondered why a simple, sincere smile can make someone's heart soften and feel at peace? There's a special power in every genuine smile, a power that words often fail to convey. A sincere smile is one of the most powerful ways to radiate positive energy, even without speaking. I clearly remember one time, while traveling, I stopped by a small roadside cafe and met an elderly lady who was selling goods. She sat in the corner of the street, her face lined with wrinkles, yet she radiated warmth with a kind, sincere smile. Despite her difficult life, that smile was enough to convey more than any words could. Though life may not be easy for her, her smile made me feel a warmth and optimism deep within my heart. It was then that I realized the beauty and strength of a sincere smile doesn't lie in outward perfection, but in the sincerity and calm that radiates from deep within. A genuine smile, also the clearest manifestation of emotional intelligence. An intelligent person is not only someone with knowledge or sharp thinking, but also someone who knows how to spread peace, joy, and love to those around them. A sincere smile is the easiest way to show empathy and create a deep connection. When you smile genuinely at someone, you send the message, "I understand you, I accept you, and I am happy to be here with you." It's a way to express subtle intelligence that no words can compare to. But how do we have a genuine smile? The most important thing isn't technique or forced practice, but whether you truly feel peace and happiness from within. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on things you're grateful for and joyful about. Let that true joy grow within you. When you nurture that positive energy inside, your smile will naturally become gentle and full of charm. A sincere smile is also the clearest sign that you are living authentically. You don't need to try to prove anything to anyone, nor do you need to force yourself to be happy. You are simply yourself. And that smile is the gift you offer to life, spreading love and positive energy to the world around you. A person with a genuine smile will always be loved and remembered, not just because they look beautiful when they smile, but because they create a sense of comfort and ease for those around them. That is the silent yet profound power of emotional intelligence, which requires no words to explain. Are you ready to give the world a sincere smile from the heart? Remember, a smile not only beautifies your face, but also has the power to make the world around you more beautiful. So always smile, without forcing it, simply because peace and love are present in your heart every day. 5 subtle and refined behavior. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the smallest, simplest actions can leave the most profound impression on others? You don't need to say much or show off, but with the right care at the right moment, you can demonstrate your intelligence and finesse in a way that 1,000 words can't fully express. subtle, and refined behavior is the clearest manifestation of a sensitive soul, rich in compassion and deep intelligence. Someone who behaves this way knows exactly when to step forward and when to step back, when to speak and when to remain silent, letting others feel comforted by their presence alone. People who are refined don't try to draw attention with sharp words. It is their gentle, empathetic gestures that truly make others feel uplifted and loved. I will always remember a story about a close friend of mine I met at a gathering. It was a busy day, and everyone was excitedly chatting. Suddenly, a girl in the group accidentally dropped her glass of water on the floor. The atmosphere immediately became awkward, and everyone looked at her with pity. In that moment, my refined friend didn't say anything or seem troubled. He simply smiled gently, stood up, grabbed a cloth, and helped her clean up the water. Then he skillfully switched the topic, as if nothing had happened. That small act not only helped the girl feel less embarrassed, but also made everyone else feel at ease and light-hearted. You see, subtlety isn't about doing something grand or requiring elaborate preparation. It's simply about being sensitive to others' feelings and acting at the right moment. These small actions clearly reflect your intelligence and the finesse in the way you live, communicate, and express your compassion toward those around you. So how can you become someone with subtle and refined behavior? The secret lies in your ability to always focus on observing, feeling, and understanding others, rather than just focusing on yourself. When someone is facing difficulty, help gently and without showing off. When someone finds themselves in an awkward situation, try to ease the tension with small, natural actions. And when someone is sad, sometimes you don't need to say anything, just being there with them, silently, but with warmth and sincerity, is enough for them to feel comforted. Subtle and refined behavior not only helps you demonstrate intelligence and sensitivity, but it also helps you build deep, sincere relationships with those around you. It makes you a trustworthy person, someone everyone turns to in times of trouble or simply when they need understanding. And the best part is that you don't need to say much to prove this. Refinement speaks for itself through its silent but incredibly clear strength. Try applying refined behavior in your daily life, and you'll realize that true charm and intelligence don't lie in what you say, but in the small, delicate, sincere, and profound actions you take. 6. Natural posture and body language. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you don't need to say a word, just observing someone's posture, the way they sit or stand, or even the smallest gestures, you can easily recognize their confidence and intelligence. In fact, natural body language is the golden key that opens the door to showcasing the most powerful intelligence and attraction without needing to say anything at all. Here's an interesting fact you should know. Body language always honestly reflects our emotions and thoughts, even before we speak them out loud. When you feel comfortable, calm, and confident, your body will naturally reflect this in the clearest way possible. Natural, unforced posture shows that you don't need to try to prove anything, because you know exactly who you are and are confident enough to express your true self. Think back to the time you met someone who was truly confident and intelligent. You could easily recognize them by the way they sat up straight without being stiff, how they walked gracefully but steadily, and how they made direct eye contact comfortably without hesitation. All of these traits clearly showcase intelligence, composure, and maturity in the way they live, and that is a deeper, more powerful language than any words could convey. I remember attending an applied psychology conference where I had the opportunity to observe a famous speaker. Before stepping up to the podium, he didn't speak much, nor did he try to grab attention with attention-seeking actions. But just by watching the way he stepped onto the stage, the way he stood comfortably with his back straight, and the direct gaze he gave to the audience, I and everyone else in the room immediately sensed his intelligence, confidence, and trustworthiness. His confidence was not forced. It naturally radiated from his posture, movement, and calm body language. So how can you possess such a natural posture and body language? The simple but incredibly effective secret is that you must truly feel comfortable and confident in yourself. Don't try to force yourself to appear smart or strong. Let your body be as relaxed as possible, because only when your body is truly at ease can you naturally express your true self with ease. Each day, take a few minutes in front of the mirror to adjust your posture so that your body feels completely comfortable. Relax your shoulders, keep your back straight, breathe deeply, and look into your own eyes with trust and satisfaction. Practice this posture regularly in your daily life, from when you sit to work to when you meet others, and you will quickly realize that this comfort and confidence will spread to those around you. Natural body language is the clearest evidence of deep intelligence and maturity inside of you. It helps you communicate more effectively, build trust more easily, and leave a strong impression on others without needing to use complicated or elaborate words. That is the true power of profound intelligence, the invisible strength that can spread most powerfully, and it's something you can definitely train and own starting today. So, are you ready to start expressing your intelligence and charm through natural and relaxed body language? Let your body speak everything you want to share with the world with the most steady, comfortable, and sincere posture from deep within. 7. Simplicity in dressing and style. Intelligence and charm are not always paired with elaborate, luxurious, or standout clothing. In fact, sometimes it's the simplicity in how we dress and live that makes others stop, notice, and admire us sincerely. Simplicity is not just a style, it is the clearest manifestation of deep intelligence, a subtle inner beauty that needs no words for others to clearly feel. A person who dresses and carries themselves simply understands who they are and is completely comfortable expressing that truth. They don't need to try to impress anyone with expensive fashion or chase trends or try to stand out. They choose simple, comfortable, and natural clothing not for any other reason, but because it aligns with their true self. Have you ever met someone who is very simple yet unforgettable? It could be a colleague who always chooses simple, neat, and tidy outfits, or a friend with a minimalist fashion sense who exudes an extraordinary elegance and charm. The strange thing is, despite not having anything particularly remarkable in terms of appearance, they radiate an invisible power and an inner confidence that makes them incredibly special in the eyes of others. I still vividly remember a meeting with a successful businessman I greatly admired. Before meeting him, I imagined he would appear in an expensive, luxurious suit, but instead, he showed up in a very simple outfit: a crisp white shirt and well-tailored trousers. He wasn't wearing an expensive watch or any elaborate accessories, but that simplicity emanated a profound elegance and confidence. At that moment, I realized that true intelligence and class are not about what you wear, but about how well you understand your own value and how confidently you live true to yourself. Simplicity is also a reflection of maturity and deep intelligence. The smarter a person is, the more they recognize that a person's true value isn't in flashy outward appearances, but in how they live, how they behave, and how they spread positive energy to others. That's why they choose a simple but profound lifestyle, understanding that their value doesn't need any showiness or proof. So, how do you start expressing profound intelligence through simplicity in lifestyle and clothing? The first thing you need to do is understand yourself, your personality, your interests, and your core values. Choose outfits that make you feel comfortable, natural, and most like yourself. Don't chase trends just because others say you should. Instead, choose a way of living and dressing that feels most authentic to you: gentle, calm, and peaceful. When you simplify, you not only feel more comfortable, but you also naturally express your intelligence and refinement in the deepest, most profound way. Others will easily recognize that you don't need any extravagance to be special. You are special because of your true, simple, and deep self. Always remember that simplicity is the highest form of profound intelligence. It's not a lack of anything, but rather the fullness and wisdom of being. Let your simplicity speak for everything about you in the most gentle, yet incredibly powerful, profound, and convincing way. 8. Knowing when to stop. Knowing when to be silent. Have you ever heard the saying, silence is golden? Sometimes, it's not the people who talk the most that are the smartest, but those who know when to stop and when to be silent. They are the ones who truly possess deep wisdom and admirable strength, because silence at the right moment is not a sign of weakness, but rather a clear indication of inner strength, maturity, and intellectual depth. Think back to moments of intense debate or conflict in your life. Who did you respect more? Was it the person who continuously argued to prove their point, or the one who remained silent, calm, and composed, not trying to win at all costs? It was surely the second person. They understood that not every situation requires speaking to prove you're right. Sometimes, silence is the truest expression of wisdom and maturity. Knowing when to stop is the ability to control yourself, to manage your emotions, and to master the situation. A wise person understands that the more we speak, the more we risk losing control and making mistakes. They know that, in many situations, listening and staying silent is worth more than hundreds of words. This not only shows wisdom, but helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps relationships peaceful. I remember witnessing two close friends argue about a sensitive topic. One of them kept raising their voice, trying everything to convince the other that they were right. The other, however, just listened silently, without engaging in a heated argument, waiting until the tension calmed down. It was at that moment that I realized the true power of well-timed silence. It's not the person who speaks the most that wins, but the one who maintains peace of mind and knows when to stop. But how do you know when to remain silent? The secret lies in the ability to observe and deeply understand both yourself and others. When you feel a debate is going nowhere, when negative emotions are taking over your reasoning, or when you sense that your next words will only escalate the situation, that's when you should stop. Take a deep breath and choose silence. This silence is not about avoidance or surrender. It's a state of mindfulness, calm, and depth. It's a sign of a strong soul, a wise heart that knows that sometimes the real victory lies in maintaining inner peace, not in proving you're right at all costs. When you learn how to stay silent at the right moments, you'll quickly realize that your relationships will become more peaceful, profound, and genuine. Others will see you as someone mature, deep, and trustworthy. That's how you demonstrate your intelligence in a subtle, refined, but powerful way. So, are you ready to become someone who knows when to stop and when to stay silent? Remember, sometimes saying nothing is the best answer, because in that silence, you're expressing your intellect, strength, and profound inner power more clearly than ever. Now, we've explored 8 ways to demonstrate intelligence deeply without the need for words. With each part, you've probably realized that true intelligence doesn't always lie in what we say. Sometimes, it's expressed most clearly through meaningful looks, genuine listening, a calm demeanor, a natural smile, graceful behavior, relaxed body language, simplicity in style, and especially the ability to stay silent at the right time. Always remember that the deepest intelligence comes from honesty and peace within yourself. When you feel full, confident, and at peace inside, you won't need to prove yourself anymore. That's when your intelligence and charm will naturally radiate, gently and profoundly. You don't need to talk much for others to know who you are, because every action, every gesture, and even every moment of silence will speak for you. Starting today, try applying what we've shared into your daily life. Let these small yet profound actions become an inseparable part of your lifestyle. I'm sure that as long as you live authentically, demonstrating wisdom through the truest actions, you will always be someone special, lovable, and full of attraction in the eyes of those around you.